10 p.m. You've just lain down in bed, pulled up the covers, ready to scroll your phone for a few minutes before sleep. Then your cat jumps up, walks over to your stomach, and starts. 2 front paws pressed down, alternating, left, right, slow and steady like kneading dough. Her claws occasionally graze your skin through your shirt, and her eyes are half closed. And then that purring starts, steady like a tiny running engine. I know that feeling. It's equal parts adorable and a little uncomfortable, especially when a claw lands right on thin skin. So many cat owners have asked me, is she marking territory or is something wrong with her? Some owners even told me they tried pushing the cat away, gently scolding her, or buying every kind of cushion so the cat would need that instead of them. Yet the cat still chooses exactly the belly, exactly the thigh of her owner to knead on. But what if I told you this seemingly strange action is actually one of the clearest ways a cat communicates 3 specific things to you that most owners have no idea about? Hello, my fellow cat lovers. I'm veterinarian Dr. Hikosaka Michiko. Over many years working at my clinic, kneading behavior is one of the questions I get asked most. Not because it's dangerous, but because owners so often misread its meaning entirely. I always approach cat behavior holistically, looking at both the physical and emotional side of a cat, rather than simply dismissing it as meaningless instinct. At the same time, I fully respect what animal behavioral science has proven, without indulging in sentimental guesswork. If you've watched my previous video on excessive grooming, you'll know I always emphasize one thing. Every behavior a cat shows is a form of language we just haven't learned how to read yet. Today, we're going to unpack every layer of meaning behind kneading, and more importantly, how you can fully embrace that affection while still protecting your own skin. Do you know where this behavior actually comes from? It doesn't appear in adulthood. It starts when a kitten is just days old, before her eyes have even opened. Layer 1, the nursing instinct. When kittens nurse, they press their front paws evenly against the mother's mammary glands to stimulate milk flow, a pure survival reflex. What's notable is that this behavior often doesn't disappear as the cat matures. In many individuals, it's retained for life as a juvenile behavior, meaning adult cats repeat this childhood motion whenever they feel safe enough to. Layer 2, a sign of absolute security. Cats are extremely cautious animals who don't let their guard down easily, as I always tell my clients at the clinic. When a cat kneads on you, especially paired with half-closed eyes, purring, and a relaxed body, that is essentially the highest trust certificate a cat can offer. She's recreating the state of total protection she once felt lying against her mother. Layer 3, scent marking. Cats have scent glands in their paw pads, and while kneading on you, she is simultaneously leaving her own scent behind. It's a subtle way of saying, this is my person, my safe territory, not a competitive behavior like urine marking, but a completely positive form of social bonding. Vet warning. If a cat suddenly starts kneading far more intensely than usual, combined with continuous sucking on fabric or wool, this can be a sign of anxiety. It isn't always simply pure affection. It could mean the cat was weaned too early, so the surrounding context needs closer attention. This is the part many other channels skip, simply calling kneading adorable without distinguishing between different cases. As a veterinarian, I have to tell you, kneading isn't always purely an expression of love. Case 1, anxiety kneading. If a cat kneads with high frequency, fast hurried movements, and wide open eyes instead of half-closed ones, especially following a stressful event like moving house, this may be the cat self-soothing, similar to a person biting their nails when anxious. Case 2, kneading in older cats showing cognitive decline. In cats over 12 years old, if kneading suddenly appears with no clear trigger, repeated obsessively along with nighttime crying or seeming lost in a familiar home, I recommend having the cat examined to rule out feline cognitive dysfunction syndrome. Case 3, kneading strong enough to cause skin damage. This is the most practical issue I get the most questions about, since cat claws can scratch through thin clothing. The solution isn't to push the cat away, since that can make her feel her bonding gesture is being rejected. Instead, place a thin blanket or thick towel over your lap or stomach before the cat starts kneading, creating a familiar buffer zone. Trim her claws every 2 weeks using a proper cat nail clipper, being careful not to cut into the quick, which causes pain and bleeding. Gently redirect by placing a small cushion in between, letting the cat shift her focus there instead of directly onto your skin. Vet warning. Never use human sedatives or any essential oils, including tea tree or lavender oil, to calm a cat or treat scratches from kneading. A cat's liver lacks the enzyme needed to metabolize many compounds found in essential oils, which can cause serious poisoning, a major difference from dogs, I always emphasize to my clients. Many cat owners bring a dog owner mindset to raising cats, and that leads them to completely misread a cat's body language, as I always tell my clients. Dogs express affection actively and loudly, wagging tails, barking and jumping up. Cats, by contrast, are solitary hunters by evolutionary instinct. Obligate carnivores evolved to live independently in the wild. So every bonding gesture a cat shows is subtle, discreet and conditional. Slow blinking, a tail held straight up with a slight quiver at the tip, head bunting, and of course, kneading. Understanding this helps you realize when a cat chooses to knead on you instead of on the sofa or a rug, that's a deliberate choice. Out of dozens of soft surfaces in the house, she chose you specifically. Another interesting point I often share, some cats only knead on one specific person in the household, often not the one who feeds them, but the one who spends the most time playing and giving slow, gentle petting. This shows that bonding in cats is built through the quality of interaction, not simply through who happens to be the owner. Vet warning: if a cat suddenly stops a long-standing kneading habit altogether, especially alongside reduced appetite, unusual sleeping patterns, or hiding, don't just assume she's simply grown out of it. This could be an early sign of physical pain, such as arthritis, making the kneading motion uncomfortable for the cat. Cats are masters at hiding pain, so any sudden behavioral change deserves attention. So together we've fully decoded the meaning behind kneading, from the nursing instinct to a sign of absolute security to scent marking, and also the cases where closer observation is needed. To wrap it into an easy formula, slow kneading with purring and half-closed eyes means affection and security, so simply enjoy the moment. Fast, hurried kneading with wide-open eyes may mean anxiety, so look for a recent source of stress in the household. Kneading that suddenly appears in an older cat, along with other unusual signs, means she should be checked to rule out a neurological issue. And remember, protecting your skin doesn't mean rejecting your cat's affection. A simple thin towel placed beforehand, and regular claw trims let you fully enjoy this warm moment without getting scratched. If this video helped you understand your cat's silent language a little better, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next behavior decoding video. And don't forget to comment and tell me, does your cat have a special kneading habit? Tonight, when your cat climbs up and starts kneading, remember that's her way of saying, I trust you completely. Go give your cat a big hug tonight on behalf of Dr. Michiko.